I recently had the pleasure of serving as the official cook on a couple stops of the Griddlemore Tour in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is kind of the setup that we had there as we were getting things put together. As you can see, it's about a 4-hour event, and look, learn from the best. That's going to be me. This time we're making that Griddlemore Tour tortellini. I'm going to start by throwing some oil down on a griddle and about a pound of sausage. This is Italian sausage. And then we threw down a whole container of fresh mushrooms. I'm going to chop that sausage up with my spatula, and then I'm also going to chop up those mushrooms. I want them to be nice and fine and small cut. Kind of helps them blend in with the sausage a little bit. And then after we get all those cut up, we're just going to kind of let them saute in that oil on the Blackstone for a little bit. Once the sausage starts to turn brown, I'm going to push the mushrooms and the sausage off to the side, and then I'm going to make some room in the middle there, maybe add a little more oil for some tomatoes. So we're using some cherry tomatoes here. We're going to let those cherry tomatoes cook for a bit on the Blackstone. We want it nice and hot because I want those tomatoes to blister. I even add a little more oil to the top of them to make sure that they get where they're starting to blister and starting to turn soft. I almost want to be able to just squish them with my spatula easily because they've cooked through so much. So we're going to let those tomatoes cook. Once they're done cooking, we're going to mix the mushrooms and the sausage and tomatoes all together. Once we get that all mixed together, it's time to add some of our additional ingredients. So we're going to use a jar of roasted red peppers. We're going to throw those right down on the griddle, and I'm going to chop those up the same way I did the mushrooms and the sausage, get them nice and small. Mix that in with my mixture here. Let those continue to cook. Then we're going to throw in our tortellini. So this particular kind of tortellini is found in the refrigerated section at Walmart. It's already soft. It does not need to be pre-boiled or anything. Now, if you buy frozen tortellini or something, you may have to pre-boil it, but this particular brand that's found in this bag, you do not have to pre-boil. So I'm just going to mix that tortellini in, and I want it to get kind of start to cook and get a little bit toasty and even soften up in that oil and everything. If you want, you could throw a little water on there to kind of steam cook the tortellini a little bit. Once that gets cooked through, I'm going to throw in some fresh spinach. I'm going to let that fresh spinach kind of cook. I want it to wilt all the way through. I'm going to use some additional oil here to make sure it gets nice and wilted, cook through. I'm going to continue to toss that spinach and tortellini and sausage and mushrooms and all those things together. Then we're going to use some regular Italian dressing. We're just going to take a bottle of Italian dressing. We're going to use almost this entire bottle of Italian dressing. We're going to pour that all on top and get it real good and mixed all together here. Once that is heated all the way through, we're about ready to pull it off. So we're just going to pull it off the griddle, put it in a pan here. And on the Griddlemore Tour, we're going to serve this up in small cups. So we're just going to dish up small servings here. Then we're going to top all this with some Parmesan cheese. So we've got some shredded Parmesan cheese here. We're going to top each cup. If you're not serving it in cups like this, you of course can just throw the Parmesan cheese on top of the tortellini while it's in the pan and then serve it up from there. This is so good, y'all. Give it a try. Let me know if you do. Thanks for watching.